session, and I think we are on, am I correct, Exhibit 5?
And if that is your list of pending cases, we also added a few today, and then we finished with 3 of the 6 with consent orders.
I am going to try to get all of these on this list taken care of, although I don't think the AMC ones will be taken care of before now.
Okay, disciplinary action, Exhibit 6.
Item 6, you see our year-to-date received 53 complaints, 34 pending inquiry. Item 7, we've tabled.
Item 7 is tabled, that's correct.
And then I will let
to discussion of the appraisal issue.
I'll let Ms. Villette speak to the correspondence we received, and then we can discuss how to proceed.
As you may remember, I believe it was Mr. Pagliarelli who made some comments a few meetings ago about hybrid appraisals. Since then, we've received some correspondence from a couple of people, and most notably North Carolina Real Estate Appraisers Association, asking the board to, I guess, provide, their letter says, guidance and clarification on the issues about hybrid or interior desktop reports. And my understanding of a hybrid appraisal is that somebody will go out and inspect the property. Inspection could be anything from just taking a picture to measuring it, taking inside photos. It could be a lot of things. An appraiser will then do a desktop appraisal, which is where you don't leave your office to do it. You do it based on information you get from other sources. From what I'm hearing from the NCAB and others, their position is that we should consider the fact our statute says an appraiser may be disciplined for failing to actively and personally supervise anybody not licensed to assist the appraiser in performing a real estate appraisal. And the position of some is that this person who's going out and doing this inspection is assisting the appraiser in performing the appraisal. And I'd like the board to provide some guidance and clarification on this. I will say that when this statute was written back in the 90s, there weren't many people who were assisting licensed or certified real estate appraisers. I don't think anybody envisioned this kind of hybrid appraisal at that point. So what this means right now will involve, I would think, a pretty complex discussion.
I do know that the Aero Conference has, I believe it's Monday, a discussion on this very subject. Is that correct, Bob?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. I think what it would be in our best interest, if we have quite a few board members going, to hear that out first. And I would like to recommend, if I can find any volunteers, do an ad hoc committee after and take a look at this and bring some information back to the board, maybe the first of the year. Does that make sense? Would you agree with that, sir?
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, that's what we'll do. In the meantime, give some a moment if they want to make just a quick, brief comment. Well, okay, well, there's nothing more we need to do with that. We move on to licensing and education.
There you have the list of people that were received their certifications in August, and as well as through the date in September. We are still, as you can tell, getting a tremendous number of trainees entering the profession, and based on what I am hearing now, we don't have any specific statistics, we don't track it like that, but it appears a lot of these have supervisors lined up, so it's not just let me go take the classes and then see if I can find something. So that is a positive. And, so we do have several applying. Item 10, I believe there was a character conference yesterday on 2 individuals seeking their registered trainee credential. And I believe Mr. McGill and Mr. Taylor, along with Mr. Lewis, and I think each investigator, the other investigator sat in on one each, so I will turn it over to you.
Okay, and I will ask Mr. Lewis if you would. Sure. Just give us, starting with Mr. O'Shea, just a very brief background. The issues involved.
Absolutely. Well, first of all,
before that, I will say then that Mr. Jordan, yourself, Mr. Taylor, myself, interviewed the individual prior to, if you will.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thanks to the chairman and to Mr. Taylor for taking the time to come and sit with the staff and spend some time with these 2 applicants. We understand as a staff how important the character is in our profession and how much it means to you as a board. And because of that, we had 2 applicants here that had some issues in their background. The first one, Mr. O'Shea, and I know you have the information there in front of you as part of the book. You can see what issues he had. Mr. O'Shea, in my opinion, he did a very fine job of representing himself. He also came with his potential supervisor or the individual, the currently certified appraiser that plans on associating with him. I think in general, we all had a good experience with this young man. I felt like this was a gentleman that made some mistakes. He's very young, as you can tell from the photograph. Predominantly, the issues that he had stemmed from 2 incidents. One of them was considered more serious than the other. However, based on our assumptions and our feelings for the way this gentleman presented himself, and the fact that he does have a supervisor that is willing to take him on, even with the fact that he does have this record that is going to probably affect his ability to do work. We felt fairly comfortable and I believe that the chairman and Mr. Taylor felt comfortable making the recommendation to the full board to allow this individual to proceed with his application.
Any particular comments from the
One question: how long has it been? What's the time period between now and maybe, let's say, the latest incident?
It's been approximately a year.
Okay. And you indicated that you thought it might affect the way he does business.
Yes, sir.
How long do you think that's going to?
I don't know that I can really answer that question, Mr. Benson. I will tell you this young man, when he was talking to us, did have plans to have his record expunged. I think that's a very lengthy and expensive process. I don't know how realistic that is. But more importantly, when we talked to his supervisor, who again came across to be very committed to bringing this young man into the profession, he was very aware of the limitations this is probably going to have on not only this young man, but also on his practice and the ability to use this individual. And he still wants to do it.
Yes, I asked him specifically if he's willing to accept liability involved. He wants.
That's correct.
Is the supervisor or potential supervisor, are they family related?
No, sir, they're not. They are family friends, however.
The supervisor has a number of other trainees, so he does have some experience.
Yes, sir.
Looking.
That is correct. He has had trainees. I don't believe he has a trainee presently. I can't remember that. But he has had several trainees. He is in good standing. And again, he felt very comfortable with taking this gentleman on.
So do we need a motion now to
Yes, sir.
approve getting this gentleman O'Shea registered training? All in favor, say aye.
Who's
Did you make a
I'll make
Yeah,
the
make the
motion.
motion, sorry. We have a
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
Second.
I'll say.
Thank you very much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved? And then, Mr. Mills, the second candidate.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This second candidate was Mr. James Price. This individual had some DWI arrest. In fact, all of his prior incidents related to alcohol. They were, as you can tell from looking at the application, they happened quite a while back. The concern that I believe the staff had with this individual applicant was the fact that when given an opportunity to address his criminal record, he really did not address it sufficiently with us, which gave us certain pause, and we wanted to involve the board and allow the board to also have an opportunity to talk to this individual. And again, the chairman and Mr. Taylor were nice enough to sit in on this character conference with us. And once again, based on the way that this gentleman came in and presented himself and his willingness to be more forthright in person and give us additional information, I felt like he was, again, very forthcoming. Mr. Chairman and Mr. Taylor also found him to be the same, and the recommendation is to allow him to go ahead and go forward with his application.
There was a couple points, for instance, this gentleman's got maybe one semester short of a bachelor's degree that he's worked on.
Yes, sir.
And he's apparently, we have to take his word for this, been free of alcohol for almost 10 years.
I believe you said 12.
Well,
Yes, sir.
and he presented himself quite well, actually. I thought he was addressing the issues once he understood what we expected of him.
Yes, sir.
So that's why we made the decision. We felt we would give him a chance. Don't know how he'll make out, but I don't think we should hold up.
I'll basically ask the same questions, and I think you've addressed it. It says it's been basically alcohol-free for
That's correct.
10, 12 years. How long has it been since the latest incident?
A long time. We're talking in excess of 10 years.
1911, 99.
It was a,
Really, had he addressed it in his application when asked to do so, just to give us some more of a background, I think he could have probably been issued by the staff, because he just kind of left it at basically a statement, something like it is what it is. We just felt there was enough in his background to want to make sure he had gotten past it.
In the interview, or looking through it, did it appear that basically his take on his offense was, well, kind of blew it off, or was he saying, I've got this record, this is what I got? Which approach?
his inability, or his essentially initially his refusal to talk about it, gave us the impression that he didn't think this was serious. However, when he came in and actually sat down with the chairman, Mr. Taylor, he was much more forthcoming, and frankly, I believe he was embarrassed by his record. And he just didn't know how to talk about it. And once he got in the room with us, he seemed to be much more willing to discuss the issue.
One would have thought that he was being somewhat flippant with his remark, maybe, but once he got in and kind of understood what we expected of him, he handled himself quite well.
That was the nature of my question. I want to kind of get a feel, if you would, not being in the room, what his response was when he was throwing this off, or whether it was just something that he was embarrassed about and saying, I have this record, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. You know? So you've answered my questions.
I make a motion to accept the applicant.
We have a second.
Second.
Motion and second to accept this applicant as a registered trainee, being changed twice. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Just as a side note on this is they used to have quite a few character conferences. We almost would have one every board meeting. And then when we went to background checks, it kind of weeded out a lot of the applicants that would come before us with such issues. But I will let all of you know that we'll contact you. We try to rotate it as Mr. McGill and Mr. Taylor obviously are local, but you know, if we reach out to you and you're coming in the day before and we usually do them, you know, around 3 o'clock the afternoon before, so we'll try to advise if we can utilize any of the rest of it. Item 11, we didn't have any new AMCs since last time. And your test report, they've modernized the report a little bit, but we give you the same information. On first time takers, we had 2 certified residentials, and then they both passed, 1 certified general who did not. So 2 out of 3 overall. And when you see the long list of people that we're getting and yet only a handful of test takers, what that indicates, obviously trainees aren't taking a test yet, at least a state test, and the others are coming in largely by reciprocity. So they're coming in from license for those states. A couple of foundation notes, as I mentioned last month or last time, and probably bring up again in the staff report. The AQB will be here in Raleigh Friday from 9 to 12. They do have a pre-registration process, but you don't have to pre-register to go. If you've never been to a foundation meeting, they are quite interesting. If you it's a little far to come back. They now, much like we're doing with our meetings, they're streaming theirs, and you can log in and probably if you use the get to their website, there'll be a link to how to attend the live stream of the meeting. So you might hear a little bit more about how the implementation of the criteria work, and obviously we've talked about what that might mean for us next year in the legislature. But also, for those of you going to Aero, the Standards Board, which is the other board under the Foundation's umbrella, is meeting the Friday morning before Aero starts that afternoon, and they will be there in the DC area. It's usually, I don't see the hotel name right in front of me right now, but if it's not in the same hotel, it'll be in one of the ones neighboring us within a block or so. If you arrive in time, if you come Thursday night and want to come Friday morning, again, you don't have to have pre-registered. But they're talking biggest thing now with the exposure draft from the Standards Board is going to a single reporting option, so you may find that interesting as well. So that's the 2 items from the Foundation.
Please, staff report.
Yeah, I have another little bit more for staff report. Some of it I'll try not to duplicate what I've already been over, but I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about the database without having any kind of something concrete in front of you. We are moving forward. It's just that things have changed to where I think the solution has kind of evolved in front of us. So we haven't, we've looked at several options, but we're kind of narrowing down to one. And so we have met with our current database provider, Miracomp, and the North Carolina Department of Information Technology to discuss some of the changes, specifically online renewals and CE reporting. That seems to be our our two big items first. It appears we are all in agreement that the board should move in this direction first, and then after that process is implemented, move to an online database with more access for the public and more accessibility for staff, either while working away or if a disaster recovery situation. We are hoping to have an initial quote in time. We were hoping to have an initial quote in time for the meeting, but NCBIT wanted to talk with Americom and our current network provider, Carolina's IT, about security measures that need to be considered. We will also be looking to update our current SQL server, which is a hardware situation. The current plan is to provide an estimate for the first phase in November and have the board authorize necessary funding for that phase. As most of you know, we've had numerous interviews and quotes, and we've also been receiving advice from NCDIT over the last year. Given the size of our project, it appears this will work better than a total comprehensive out-of-the-box solution. Just in short, as most of you remember with the Acela contract, a lot of them have that same look where you have a large installation cost and then a very large ongoing fee. I refer to it almost like having an electronic employee, because you have a $30,000 to $60,000 ongoing fee. And the biggest negative, even on top of that, is if for some reason it is a poor fit or down the road you decide it's not a good solution, you really don't have anything if we discontinue, because it's their product. I mean, we'd obviously have our data, but we wouldn't have anything that we could hand off to somebody else to operate. If this is customized by the gentleman we've worked with all these years, we will be able to, if something either happens to him or we're dissatisfied with him, we could move to another vendor and actually it would be out there. So that is the direction we're looking right now. So, and as was mentioned in the audit, given the refund, and you'll see in my comments in the management section of the audit, I believe we'll be able to do this in small enough phases not to have to put a large balloon of money into technology. I think we can just move in pieces. But we'll talk more details of that in November. We're also having fiber optic internet access installed in October. This is being done in an effort to minimize downtime and increase service speed. We have had situations lately where we are sitting watching that little circle spin an awful lot with staff, and so we are moving in that direction. The presentation that Roberta and I were supposed to deliver for the Department of Revenue was canceled due to Hurricane Florence. It has been rescheduled for February of 2019, so right now it looks like I'll be flying solo. She says she's not going to still be here. Mr. Lewis taught level 3 investigator training in Tampa, August 27th through 29th. The AQB again will be meeting this Friday at the Hilton Garden Inn, which is where most of you stay, at Crabtree. Mr. Lewis and myself will be speaking at the NCAB conference on October 5th in Nags Head, so next Friday. The fall area conference is the 19th through 22nd. Approved travels the 18th through the 23rd. If you're going, you probably have your confirmation numbers in your packet. I would just ask if you need to alter your, I know some of you may be flying in Friday or leaving on Monday. Just let us know so we can adjust the hotel reservation accordingly. A reminder, our next meeting is Thursday, November the 8th, which is a little different having it on Thursday. The appraisal subcommittee will be here to do our compliance review that week. They will arrive on Tuesday and they will conclude by observing the board meeting on Thursday. And a draft of the 2019 board calendar will be presented at the November meeting for discussion and adoption. If you're aware of any dates that might be a problem, please go ahead and let staff know. Typically, we don't have to meet on Tuesdays, we always have. So if you're looking at your calendar, we know some of the Tuesdays, you may want to take a look at that. just estimate that the first meeting will be sometime late January, and then you can kind of look at something along the lines of every other month that may end up, just inside or just outside of a month end. So just be aware that will be coming. We'll send it out with your packet and then have that. So that is all I have for staff reports.
Okay. There's no other business. I'd like a motion to adjourn.
We do have a closed session
Oh, we
for a short matter regarding a personnel matter.
Oh, yes, sorry. We'll move into closed session.
Need a motion?
I make a motion that we move into closed session.
Second. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, we'll take a moment to, room is clear.